Ever fight a $49 charge and wonder why it takes weeks? That tiny dispute can slam banks and merchants and even trigger network penalties. Here is how your 49 ricochets through the system and how to win yours fast without breaking anything. You spot a $49 charge you did not want. You tap Dispute. Now, 4 groups wake up at once. Your bank, which is the issuer, the card network that carries the message, the merchant's bank, called the acquirer, and the merchant who sold you something. One small tap starts a tug of war over who keeps the money. That one charge matters more than it looks. A single 49 can cost the seller much more than 49. They can pay a dispute fee. They can lose the goods and the time to fight it. If their month is already tense, one more case can even push them into Visa or MasterCard monitoring. That is months of pain off one tiny ticket. Let us map what actually moves when you tap Dispute. Picture a relay race with an envelope of cash. You hand the problem to your bank. Your bank often fronts you the money right away. Then they send a message through the card network. The merchant's bank grabs the same amount from the merchant. The envelope just moved in a full loop, and the clock starts. There are 2 main tracks your 49 can take. On a credit card, you file with your issuer. They often credit you first, then pull the 49 from the merchant's acquirer through the network. On an ACH debit, there is no card network. Your bank flags it as not authorized and pushes a return through ACH rules back to the GIM's bank. That uses codes like R10 or R11, which are just reasons that say not authorized. The split matters because the laws and clocks change. Credit cards sit under the Fair Credit Billing Act and Regulation Z. Debit cards and ACH sit under Regulation E and NACHA rules. Different rights, different timers. Same goal. Get your money back fast if something went wrong. Let us talk about provisional credit versus real money. On cards, your bank can give you a temporary credit today. It is like a float, so you stop worrying. But the pull from the merchant happens behind the scenes. That is why your account looks fixed, while the seller's account bleeds for weeks. If the seller later proves the charge was fine, your bank can reverse that credit. The clocks run your case. For credit cards, you have 60 days from the date on the statement that first showed the charge to report a billing error. Your issuer must say, "We got it within 30 days." They must resolve it within 2 billing cycles and not over 90 days. For debit under Regulation E, the bank must give you provisional credit within 10 business days. They can extend the full investigation up to 45 days if they give you that temporary credit. In real life, card refunds often hit in 5 to 10 business days. Merchants usually get around 30 days to send their evidence through their processor. Issuers then take about 30 days to weigh that evidence and decide. Visa also changed its process in 2018 to cut the endless back and forth. That update pushed faster sorting and tighter windows. Here is the new shape in plain words. Visa Claims Resolution tries to sort cases early. It pushes clear fraud into fast tracks. It shaves time off replies so a case does not bounce for months. It also groups reason codes into cleaner buckets. That means the merchant has less slack time and you see answers sooner. Not instant, but less molasses. Now the hit to the merchant the second you dispute. Their processor often takes a fee per case. $15 to $25 is common in the United States. Stripe in the United States lists $15. Shopify lists $15. PayPal often lists $20 for card chargebacks. That fee happens whether the merchant wins or loses in many setups. Some processors refund it if the merchant wins, but not all. The seller also loses the 49, for now. If they shipped goods, that is gone too. Shipping is gone. Staff time to pull records and reply is not free either. Some processors also keep a slice of the original processing fees on a refund. So even a friendly refund can still cost the seller a few dollars that never come back. Here is the scary part for a business. Networks watch a dispute ratio. Visa's program often flags you at 0.9% and at least 100 disputes in a month. MasterCard's program often flags you at 1.5% and 100 disputes. A higher tier can start around 3% and 300 disputes. One small case can tip you from safe to flagged if you are near the edge. What does that feel like for a merchant? Imagine speed bumps on every order for months. Extra reporting, higher costs, required plans on how you will fix it. You live under a microscope until the ratio drops below the line for a while. This is why many sellers just eat small tickets. It is cheaper than a red month on the network's dashboard. Why did liability move around in the first place? In-person counterfeit fraud changed with chip cards. In the United States, the shift hit in 2015 for most stores and in 2021 for gas pumps. If you did not support chips and a fake card slip happened, you ate the bill. That pushed shops to upgrade. Counterfeit in-person fraud fell for issuers. The fight moved online. Online, a tool called 3D Secure version 2 can help. It adds a check at checkout. If the issuer says, "Yes, we authenticated the buyer," the fraud liability can move back onto the issuer for that one order. The merchant is shielded on that transaction. That is a big deal for small tickets that cost more to fight than to forfeit. Let us run a real 49. You cancel a streaming service. A 49 renewal still hits. Support does not reply. You dispute. Your issuer grants a provisional credit the same day. The acquirer pulls the 49 from the seller and tags that fee. The merchant finds your cancellation email and submits it on day 28. The issuer still sides with you. The terms were not clear. The damage to the seller is bigger than it looks. They lose the 49. They pay the fee. They lose the cost to deliver content. And now, imagine they were at 0.88% dispute ratio. Your case nudges them to 0.91%. That can trigger Visa monitoring. Months of extra costs over one tiny renewal. Next trap, the double refund. You complain to a boutique. They send a 49 refund on their side to be nice. But your bank dispute is already open. If the issuer does not close the case in time, the chargeback still pulls a second 49. Now the merchant is out $98 on a 49 issue, plus a fee. Pure loss caused by crossed wires. ACH looks different. Your gym drafts a 49 ACH after you froze your plan. You tell your bank within 60 days. The bank returns it as not authorized, with a code like R10 or R11. The funds reverse back through the ACH network from the gym's bank to yours. No card network, no card chargeback fee at the processor. Still a deadline. That 60-day window matters. So how do you win your 49 without nuking anything? Start simple. Contact the merchant first. Be nice. Give the order number, dates, and a short, clear note. Many sellers will refund to avoid the fee and the ratio hit. If that fails, pick the right lane. Credit card means use the Fair Credit Billing Act under Regulation Z. File within 60 days from the statement date. Debit or ACH means use Regulation E or a NACHA return. You can expect a provisional credit within about 10 business days. Choose the right reason when you file. Fraud means you did not do it. Billing error means you did it but something was off, like you canceled or it was the wrong amount. Attach proof, like a cancellation email or a return label. Clear stories win. Keep it one path only. If the merchant already refunded you, tell your bank to close the dispute so you do not get paid twice. Check back on the right pace. Look for refunds in 5 to 10 business days. Expect the final answer on a dispute within 30 to 90 days, depending on the case type. If you need to nudge, call or chat and give short facts only. A 1-minute update beats a long rant. If you made it this far and like clean breakdowns like this, consider subscribing for more. It helps us make these deeper dives. Here is the merchant playbook and why many will not fight a 49. Fighting takes time and staff. For small tickets, the fee plus the hours can beat the value of the sale. Some processors do not return all the network costs on refunds, so even a win can still cost a few dollars. Smart shops invest in 3D Secure, online, and in clear billing names to avoid unwinnable fights. Before we wrap, a few quick guardrails. Exact fees and thresholds can vary by country, by network, by your processor, and by your merchant type. The numbers we used are common in the United States right now, but programs do change. Timelines for responses can also shift by bank. The rulebooks set the outer limits, and banks fit their policies inside those limits. Here is the payoff. Your $49 dispute can reshuffle money in hours, tie up teams for weeks, and tip a business into months of monitoring. For you, the win is simple. Know the clocks. 10 days, 30 days, 60 days. Pick the right rulebook. Close the loop if you get a refund. The fastest way to win a 49 is often the friendliest email. Because behind the scenes, that 49 can cost the seller 3 to 10 times more if it becomes a chargeback. If you like big systems explained in plain words, subscribe and poke around the channel. There are more money, tech, and infrastructure stories waiting. Thanks for hanging out with Whatmatic, and see you next time.